Hello, I am Ivy the Occultist, and today we're going to be talking all about magical oils. This video is going to be part of the Neopagan Challenge, which was started by Brittany, the Sunshine State Witch. So I will leave her a link of her video down below in the description box so you guys can check out what that's about. But essentially everybody has prompts each day that they can create videos for. And it's just a really fun exercise to get people creating videos. So if you've ever thought about creating a YouTube channel or anything like that, definitely feel free to jump on the bandwagon and make these videos. But today's prompt is just oils specifically, but I'm going to be talking about magical oils. I'm going to be sharing some of my favorite oils and my personal recommendations as far as must-haves go. And I'm also going to talk about how to use magical oils just from a beginner perspective. As a quick disclaimer, I am not here to tell anybody what to do. I am not here to say what you can and can't do in your magical practice. I am simply here to express my opinions on different magical oils and which ones I like best. You don't have to work with magical oils at all in your magical practice. And so when I say must-haves, that's really a personal opinion. You can do whatever you want. Now that that disclaimer's out of the way, what do you use magical oils for? They're very versatile. So I'm going to talk about some of the things that I personally use oils for. So I tend to do a lot of candle magic in my magical practice nowadays. I mean, it kind of changes as the years evolve, but lately I've been really getting back into candle magic. And I think one of the most simple and often used methods for applying magical oils is through candle magic. So what you would do is you would take an oil and you would anoint your candle, which adds a nice extra correspondence to your intention of your spell. So let's say I'm doing a protection spell, right? And I've got like a black candle or a white candle or whatever, depending on the type of protection spell that you're doing. You could take a protection oil, an oil that has been crafted specifically with the intention of protection, and anoint your candle with that oil in order to begin layering on different correspondences in your spell. Because the idea is a lot of people like to start layering their spell work. So they have not just one candle, but they've got an oil, they've got a powder, they've got crystals, they've got incense, you know, all these different things kind of factor into a spell, however you like to do that. But it's nice to tie all of these things into one specific intention, for this example being protection. So that is the first way that I typically use my magical oils. I love anointing my candles with them. And again, towards the end of this video, I'm going to show you the oils that I use most often and the ones that I personally think are must-haves. And I want to kind of take a second to talk about the way that you anoint your candles, because I think that there's a lot of people that say that you need to anoint down or towards you, or you need to anoint up away from you. Some people say the exact opposite. I say do whatever resonates with you, because personally, I've never had a spell fail because I didn't anoint the candle the right way. You know what I'm saying? Like, do what makes sense to you. I don't have a specific method of anointing my candles or items with magical oils. I just take the oil and put it on there. You know, sometimes I'll draw a little design. Like if I'm using sigils, I will draw that sigil in magical oil onto my item, or maybe I'll take the oil to draw a pentacle around the candle. So you can definitely use magical oils that way to draw your sigils or symbols or whatever it is you're using in your magic. But other than that, you don't have to anoint in any particular way. You don't have to go down or up or spiral or whatever you want. Do what works. I also like to use magical oils as a way to turn my powders into paste, because I use a lot of magical powders. So I have herbs that I process and grind up into really small bits to make a really fine powder. And then I take some of my magical oil, mix it with a specific powder that I'm wanting to use, whatever plant allies I'm working with in a spell, to create a paste. That way it sticks to the candle a lot better, because I tend to use beeswax candles and sometimes soy candles, and I find it easier to put the oils and the herbs on the candle if it's in more of a paste form. Powders can be really difficult to work with if you're trying to put it on a candle, because then you got to take the candle and you got to burn it to like melt it a little bit and then stick the powder on there or whatever. So really what I just like to do instead is create a paste and then put it on my candle that way. But beyond candle magic, you can use magical oils to anoint anything. Yourself, amulets and talismans. I talked about that a little bit in a video I just did, I think a couple weeks ago, a week ago, I don't remember. If you're into servitors and you like creating servitors, typically there is some sort of house that houses your servitor, similar to a genie in a bottle. So you could take that house that you have for your servitor and anoint that with specific oils for whatever intention that you have. Let's say you have a servitor for protection and you've got this bottle that you like to house it in. You can anoint that bottle with protection oil as well. well. And as far as anointing yourself goes, you can really take this in many different directions. You could take a psychic oil and anoint your third eye region to help increase psychic abilities, or maybe you like to anoint your third eye region right before you go into a meditation or astral projection or something like that to really help you get into that process a little bit easier. You can also take a protection oil and anoint just like right behind your ears. This can help filter out things that you don't want to be hearing or that you don't want to be exposed to. You can also take some good communication oil and you can anoint the bottom of your chin to help you speak better when you're going out. This is a weird little motion, but when you're going about your day and you want to be a better communicator, you can take some good communication oil and just anoint the bottom of your chin, or, you know, try not to make it look oily and weird, but you can just anoint this area to help you speak better. You can also use attraction oils, oils that are made specifically for the intention of attracting specific people to you. So you can anoint your wrists and your feet when you go out for the day, or maybe you have a money drawing oil that is meant for bringing in money. You can anoint your wallet before you put it in your pocket to help bring that money in. So the possibilities really are endless. You can use it in glamour magic when you're trying to bring in a specific intention for the day, you know, like using an oil for confidence boosting or something like that. Let's say you have a big speech coming up, or you have some sort of presentation or something like that. A confidence oil or that good communication spell would be really helpful to anoint yourself with. I also like to use magical oils as offerings as well, specifically if they tie into the particular deity or spiritual and magical entity that I'm working with. So if I have an altar for a specific spiritual entity that I like to work with, I would put just a little bit of cup of oil just for the aromatics and really offer that to the deity. And then when the aromatics have kind of died off and it's not really that that wonderful smell anymore, I will change it out and put some new oil in. So you can definitely use oils as offerings. Another way that you can use magical oils is during ritual. If you are trying to invoke or evoke a specific person, place, thing, energy, whatever it is, whatever you're trying to bring into your ritual space, you can use oils to entice that energy into your space. For example, I was part of a group ritual once where we were attempting to banish something and we really wanted to be as protected as possible during the process. So what we did is we cast sacred space, and then in all four corners of that sacred space, we put in a little cup of protection oil, almost like we were kind of anointing the whole circle with magical oil, which you can totally do. You can, you know, do a little, like if you're outside in a backyard or something or at a park, take your oils and you can use it and draw a little circle for yourself to work in. I obviously didn't want to waste that much oil, and also we were indoors and it was hardwood floor and I didn't want to put oils on the floor. So what we did instead is we took 4 cups and then we put a cup in each direction. You had the north, south, east, west, and we put protection oil in those cups. That way at least we had some protective measure there. That wasn't the only thing that we did, by the way. We did lots of different types of protective measures during that banishing ritual, but that was just one example of bringing in magical oils in a ritual setting. So yeah, magical oils are pretty versatile. I love them simply for the fact that my oils, the ones that I do have, they have different smells, and it's a way for me to bring in scent into specific rituals. So when I'm doing a money spell, for example, I have a specific oil that I work with that brings in a specific smell that helps me get into that mindset a little bit easier. And the same thing with protection. I have a protection oil that I use for all of my protection workings, and the smell of that oil really helps me get into that protection mindset. So you can use it kind of as a way of conditioning yourself as well. If you practice more of a psychological approach to magic, this is really helpful, because bringing scent in to really help lock in and get yourself into certain altered states of being can be really helpful. But let's talk now about all the oils that are considered must-haves to me, I suppose. I have so many different magical oils. I really wanted to do a video where I just walked you through all my oils, but honestly, that would be so long. I'm not gonna do that. So I'm just gonna take some of my top oils, and I will also, if there are any brands that I can link below in the description box, I'm gonna try doing that. So I'll probably link a couple different brands below, just in case, in the off chance you don't have a metaphysical shop near you, you can purchase these online. So I'll have all that in the description box. Okay, let's start with my favorite oil. This is something that I personally made. So what I do, this is called Liquid Luck, and yes, I stole the name from Harry Potter because I don't care, I do what I want. But it's an oil I made specifically for good luck and good fortune and success. It's really just a lucky oil in general. And what I do is I typically wait for a particularly lucky time to create this oil. So for me, I chose the Lionsgate portal. In August every single year, we have the Lionsgate portal. So during that time frame, that's when I create my Liquid Luck. I just make a massive batch of it and then I use it throughout the rest of the year. And then next August, I do the same exact thing. During the Lionsgate portal, I make another big batch of Liquid Luck. And so this is what I use to increase the luck or success of all my spell work. So when I'm doing other spells, even if it's a protection spell, even if it's a self-love spell, whatever it is, I usually take a drop or 2 or 3 drops of my Liquid Luck and put it in all my spell work just to help increase the luck and success of that spell. I also use this to anoint myself as well when there are days where I just particularly need an extra boost of luck. So I definitely recommend, if you feel confident enough in your abilities, definitely try making your own magical oil. I personally feel like it's so much more potent when you make it yourself, your own energy's in there. But also, I have a lot of store-bought oils as well. No shade in store-bought. Sometimes I do not have the time to be making all these different oils, the protection oil, the return to sender oil, the whatever. I like trying to make them when I can, but sometimes it's just not feasible. So I really love this oil, and the ingredients are, what are the ingredients? Okay, here are all the ingredients. I put in basil, chamomile, rose petals, St. John's wort, aventurine chips, aventurine oil, blackberry blossom oil, and grapeseed oil. Those are the correspondences that I chose, although you do not have to do the exact same thing. You just want to make sure that you find correspondences that relate to luck, prosperity, success, good fortune, you know, things like that. And then I just found this little syrup container from the thrift store and it works great. It holds my Liquid Luck, and this is pretty much when I make it, it's usually full, and then throughout the year I go through this whole thing because I really only need a drop or 2 in each spell work. So this is probably my favorite magical oil that I've ever made, but let's move on to the non-made ones. Non-made ones was not, they're all made, okay, but store-bought. That's what I mean. Words are hard today. All right, so I got this from Belladonna's Botanicals, and I love that shop. I'm gonna link it down below in the description box, but this oil is a return to sender oil, and I love return to sender oils, especially pre-made ones, so I don't have to even think about it. I don't have to worry about it. But if you're a beginner to witchcraft or magic or the world of the occult, a return to sender spell is a spell that you do to return all the energy back to the original person who sent it to you. So let's say, for example, you have somebody that is sending you some negative energy or just some energy you don't want and you really just want to get rid of it. A return to sender spell is a great spell to do to just send all that energy back. It's not yours. You don't have to hang on to it anymore. So I love oils like this that are specific to certain spells, because this return to sender oil, I can just grab any old candle. I mean, ideally I would probably like to work with a black or a white candle, but you work with whatever you have on hand, right? Sometimes. And so you would take this oil and you would anoint the candle with it, and then you can do your return to sender spell that way without having to have any other correspondences. You don't have to have any other herbs. You don't have to have whatever. So having this return to sender oil is really nice for spells like that. The next oil is great if you like working with chakras, or chakras, however you prefer to pronounce that. Very controversial. Anyways, these oils are excellent, and I'm pretty sure that they are sold at any metaphysical shop that I've personally ever been to. So if you find your local metaphysical shop, I can almost guarantee they're probably going to have this brand. It's the Sun's Eye brand. This one is specifically for the heart chakra. See if I can show you here while I'm holding other oils in my hand. But so this one is the heart chakra oil, but you can get them for any of the chakras. I think that this type of oil is excellent for that type of work, especially if you're about to go into a chakra meditation. Putting these oils on specific parts of your body to help open up and cleanse and heal is going to be really helpful. Now, the next couple oils that I have are from the Witch's Moon subscription box, but you do not have to be a subscriber to buy their oils. They have a shop online, which I'll also link down below, where you can go in and just buy some oils if you want to, instead of the actual subscription box. And they have quite a few oils on there as well, and I love their oils. They smell fantastic, they work fantastic. So the first one that I have is a money draw oil. I love using this one when I am doing quick money spells, but I also use it as an offering to my money bowl. The money bowl is one of the first, I think it's the first video I ever did on this YouTube channel, is showing how to create a money bowl. But I like to give offerings to my money bowl every single week on Thursday for Jupiter and expansion and all of that. But the money draw oil is awesome. Adding in just a little drop here and there into your money bowl can be really helpful. I also like to take green candles and anoint it with my money draw oil and then burn those green candles next to my money bowl as an offering to the money bowl. But again, these oils are so versatile. I mean, you can take this and anoint your wallet, or you can take it and anoint a bay leaf. What a lot of people like to do for some quick magic, if we're talking about money and finances, is you take a bay leaf, you write a couple dollar signs on it, or you write your intention or whatever, and then you stick it in your wallet. Well, if you have money draw oil, you can go an extra step and take this oil and anoint the bay leaf with it before you put it in there. And then I recommend getting an oil for protection. I feel like I probably should have put that as number one, actually. I feel like everybody needs to have a protection oil. If you are gonna work with magical oils, it's nice to have one for protection. I kind of have two different types here that I work with. So I have one that's called Psychic Armor, and then I also have one that's for banishing things. This one I only use in a banishing ritual, whereas Psychic Armor is more just like psychic protection all around, and I use that in so many different protection spells. But you can get, there's so many different types of protection oils that you can get, but I highly recommend looking into one. It just makes life so much easier when you're doing workings, when you have these pre-made oils with specific intentions already in them, with specific herbs in them. Some of them already come with crystals inside of them, so it just makes magic a lot faster. And then I have a couple oils that I wanted to show you that are just, you know, fun, something to consider. But you can get oils that are specific for particular Sabbats. So here I have a Imbolc and a Maben oil, and so you can use these more as like aromatics or offerings to the deities or entities during that time frame or whatever. So this Imbolc oil smells amazing. It smells like fresh dirt, which is exactly what you would think for Imbolc when everything is in the ground and it hasn't quite sprouted yet. And then this Maben oil is delicious because it has like all the autumn scents, which makes me happy. So yeah, you can get oils for specific Sabbats. I also have a prophecy oil that I use for any spell that is involving psychic abilities, increasing my psychic abilities. I love using this prophecy oil. Or sometimes if I do a lot of dream work as well, so sometimes I will anoint my third eye region with this prophecy oil before I go to bed to help enhance my dreams. I also have another oil here that's for sedation. So if I have a spell where I want to slow something down, I'm going to be using this oil a lot. But I also use this for, I do struggle with anxiety, and I find that oils like this are really, really helpful in slowing down and calming the nervous system. Or if you have trouble sleeping, you have insomnia, having some sort of sedative, I suppose, in a magical oil form is really nice to have. So I hope this was helpful for you to watch. Feel free to comment your favorite magical oils in the comments below. I would love to see how many people actually work with magical oils and also what you do with them too, because I'm always looking for inspiration for stuff like that. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in a video very soon. Bye.